Hello and welcome back to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast where we highlight and discuss new series each week. But today, for the first time ever, we are here to talk about the newest chapter of One Piece, chapter 1058. This is the first time we've ever been able to do a chapter review. We're finally caught up. We still have a couple episodes left coming out in our Done Piece series, the ending of Wano, but those have already been recorded and are scheduled to come out in the upcoming weeks. In the meantime, we can't not talk about the first chapter of the final saga. This is crazy for us to finally be able to do. So, Mehgan, what were some of your thoughts and feelings? I mean, we got some pretty awesome stuff in this one chapter, and of course, the feeling of getting to the very end and just not having any more to read was crazy. It was such a crazy feeling because we've been spoiled. But more Cross-Guild, more Mihawk, more Crocodile, even some Sabo stuff at the end, new bounties, so many crazy things. How did you feel about it? What were some of your thoughts about it?
Coming off of Wano, just because of how intense everything was. I mean, there was, fights, Kaido, Big Mom, like life or death, like type situation. Liberating, Wano in general. It was kind of like a lot and it was pretty heavy. Coming into this, it's definitely like a breath of fresh air, I would say. It was just so like fun and so easygoing. And again, Oda does it so well, trying to deter you from, your expectations being just completely shattered just because, of course Buggy wouldn't be the boss. I mean, of course he wouldn't.
Right.
To everyone else, to his crew, like, yeah, sure, but there's no way Crocodile and Mihawk are like following this man.
Yeah.
And how it plays out and how just like submissive he is to the whole situation. He's just like, he's not even trying to be big and bad. He's like, I know I probably can't beat you if we go up against, each other in a fight. So just, I'll lick your boots. I'll do anything, please. And I thought that was so funny because it's so Buggy.
Yeah, dude, this was so fun to get to see and to see. Yeah, I'm a sucker for bounties. I'm always excited to see, new bounties, but to see Crocodile's bounty, and Crocodile is someone who feels like to me has really gotten so much stronger since we last, or since we obviously first met him. But when we first met him, he was already a warlord of the sea, and he didn't have an active bounty at the time. So getting to see where he stands, like now in terms of all of the other players and where he's at was really cool to see. Obviously, Mihawk too, and what their intention and what their goal together as the Cross Guild is, and what they're exactly after. Because I don't feel, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't feel like they're after the One Piece necessarily.
They're trying to oppose the Navy. I mean, pretty much, right?
Right. And
I mean, that's what their goal is.
Yeah,
to give the bounties to the Navy officers.
Right. And that is kind of playing into, again, like what we learned about Mihawk too, his name being his like title, former title being the Navy hunter, the military hunter, which is crazy because when you look at his connection to Zoro too, it's like you got the pirate hunter Zoro, and then you got the military or the Navy hunter Mihawk, which again is just really cool to see just their dynamic and how they're opposite each other once again, but they're also so tied, so connected. But yeah, I think that they do, that is their goal, right? To go after the government. But I mean, I think that they have to have some bigger goal on top of all that as well. I just can't imagine, like, obviously when we saw Crocodile all the way back in Alabasta, he was after Pluton. But he's been pretty helpful to Luffy. Not that this would mean that he wouldn't go after the One Piece, but he was obviously very helpful towards Luffy in Marineford especially, right? And Mihawk has his ties and his connections to Zoro, and obviously, Buggy has his connections to everybody now, it feels like. But, I mean, I do feel like in some way the Cross Guild could end up becoming not necessarily an ally, but, ends to a means ally might end up somehow down the road, like I don't know that they'll be allies necessarily, or that they'll help anybody, like help the Straw Hats. But I mean, they've all helped them individually so far. You know, so it's just going to be interesting to see like what they are going to do, how they're going to affect the world that's already in chaos, that's already so chaotic and so different coming out of Wano, especially. But yeah, dude, getting to see everybody else's bounty too was a lot of fun.
Chopper went up a little bit.
Chopper went up a lot of bit, actually, compared to like.
I mean, yeah, compared to everything else, but yeah, everyone got a new one. And it was funny. It's interesting, like the scanlations versus like the Viz translation. I think there was like a mix up between Zoro's bounty that ended up being like one number off or something. I don't recall like what exactly it was. But yeah, and Robin's is like, I mean, so it's everyone in order, right?
Yeah, everybody's pretty much in
Chopper,
order.
Nami, Brooke, Frankie's not even on.
Bro,
he's the thousand Sunny now.
How are you gonna do?
It's so disrespectful. It's
how are you gonna do Frankie like that?
It's straight disrespectful. And I know he like wants to show off his work. I know he wants to, of course, like he loves 1,000 Sunny. He made that thing from scratch. But it is disrespectful to be calling him a fucking boat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wildly inappropriate and disrespectful to do my guy Frankie like that compared to his last bounty photo and poster.
There's always got to be one.
He's the Sunny now.
There's always got to be one like goofy
ass
wanted
bounty poster.
Yeah, because I even think that Sanji's doesn't say Vinsmoke anymore. I think it just straight says Sanji now.
Well, good for Sanji, man.
Yeah, which is cool. I think the picture's still kind of like messed up, but I was always like everyone in order. So Robin, I mean, look where Robin lies now.
Did we get to see Sanji's exactly?
It's like in the background.
Okay.
It's like a very small background thing. And I'm not sure where it is.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's not like shown. But everyone in order, right?
Right.
So Robin is up there.
I mean, yeah, Robin's up there.
She's one of the top 4.
Yeah, as someone who can read the Poneglyph and the person who they were most actively after.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe Luffy, especially in Wano, CP Cypher Pole, CP0 was after her, and that's what the higher ups were telling them to get Robin. So of course she's going to be pretty up there.
And do you think she has the oldest bounty of the crew, right? She was the first one to get one.
I mean, yeah, she's had a bounty since she was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you know, I don't think that necessarily affects like why hers is so high. I think it's obviously because she's a very valuable, one of the most valuable members of the Straw Hats in terms of like information to the government. To the government, like she's a threat, and she's valuable because of her knowledge. Knowledge is power. Robin is a demon.
And I did like 2 like is senior officers.
That was such a crazy, like, it's such a small line, but it did give me chills.
Oh,
too.
yeah. It's like the distinction between, like, you know, you guys are the Straw Hat Pirates versus, like, giving you a little more professional name because, you know, it's just like he is an emperor now. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I think right around there, I think is where Sanji's wanted poster is. You guys can't. Oh yeah, you could see it, but
this right here in the corner here is Luffy's.
Not that one. I think it's down there.
But maybe.
But you don't have to zoom in. Anyway, yeah, that line was pretty cool.
But also to see Jinbei, like Jinbei's how he kind of slots right into the Straw Hats, how he kind of fits just his official title as helmsman. Obviously, we got that in Wano, but now like when they're not in the middle of battle, when they're just getting to hang out on the ship and just be themselves, like just seeing how he fits into their dynamic was so fun to see. And it's another reason why I think that Yamato joining or not joining officially the crew was the right choice, because we haven't gotten that moment and those moments from Jinbei yet. We haven't gotten to see him interact with everybody. He's interacted with different groups or combinations of the group, here and there, helping him out in whole cake, helping him out just like over the course of just every time he's like popped in and out, right? But now he's here to stay. He's on the ship. Everybody is here together. His dynamic with everybody and how Nami is going after him because he is laughing or encouraging Luffy. And
he's
even
just spoiling him, don't coddle him. And this was an interesting line too.
I know.
Which I don't know if it was just a joke or a throwaway, but a lot of people get hockey, okay? A lot of people using the Supreme King hockey, and Oda's giving it out like freaking pieces of candy to people, okay? We had Yamato, we had Zoro confirmed. I mean,
I do think that it wouldn't be too out of line to say that maybe all of them, eventually, we will find out that all of them have Supreme King or Conqueror hockey, Conqueror's hockey.
I mean, yeah, Usopp's already used it, had it.
Well, he's had the color of observation hockey.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is mostly a joke, but I don't know, dude. I don't know. It might be one of those little casual things that is just thrown out, and then it's gonna come back around later and be revealed because Nami is a beast, and she's able to navigate the sea. She's pretty smart. She's gotten more powerful. Like she's been able to like hold her own in a lot of these fights. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just to a smaller degree, but it could be a joke, and it might just be a joke. But it would not surprise me if this turned out to be absolutely 100% true.
Yeah.
But Jinbei slotting right in was such a just fun thing to see, fun thing to read, getting to see everybody's bounties, obviously. Now, Chopper having gone up a little bit, Brook, everybody having gone up a little bit, Usopp's reaction to his, and, of course, Sanji and Zoro being flip-flop. Now, Sanji was getting a little too big for his britches because he was a little higher than Zoro the last time the bounties were rolled out.
Well, I think it was, definitely due to the, Vin Smoke keep alive type thing. I think that it was upped. Maybe they do have power to do that. I don't know. But since he was a Vin Smoke and people that are aware of that family in general, like, of course he'd have a bigger bounty. Yeah. Versus Zoro, the capabilities, they are, Zoro, I don't know. Zoro's been on some demon type shit in Wano. So, Sanji has too. Definitely Sanji's just been doing the thing, but I think that Vin Smoke name, Sanji doesn't like that. Sanji doesn't want that on his wanted poster anymore. So it's just Sanji. So
you can't pick and choose what's on your wanted poster. And also, people still, I think now, a lot of people know that he has ties to the Vin Smoke.
Everyone, everyone seems to know.
Well, yeah, because of the previous bounty poster that came out, everybody's like, oh, okay, so whether it's on there or not.
I mean just everything that happened with, at Whole Cake. I mean, everyone was aware of that too.
Yeah, Morgan's too. But it is just cool because, of course, Zoro. I mean, of course, Zoro's gonna be higher than Sanji.
And after going toe to toe with King.
After going toe-to-toe with Death?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, Death as well. But, King, that was a pretty big deal. Just because huge. Queen and King, were up there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that makes sense.
And it's just funny, too, because now he gets to throw it in Sanji's face, and their back and forth is so funny, and how he says, to, Sanji's crying, and he's like, don't worry about what fourth place has to say. Nobody cares about fourth place or whatever.
And it's so crazy because to us, to me, I just feel like they just got new bounties. But to everyone else, it's been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's such a weird feeling because it's just not, it's oh, okay, new bounty, cool. But when's the next time we're going to get a new bounty?
Well, yeah, now this is where we're going to start to feel it. And maybe we even got spoiled on this chapter because it was such a great first chapter. I mean, for us to start our week-to-week journey on. This was a fantastic chapter and such a fun chapter. So we might even be spoiled in that way too. But yeah, absolutely. We got, it doesn't feel like it's been that long for us, but it's been years and years and years and years for everybody else who was week to week.
Yeah. And seeing this payoff of the Cross Guild too. Just all of it is pretty intense.
It is cool to see Mr. Galdino, Mr. 3, be working with
Buggy again,
Crocodile again.
Oh yeah. I meant like in Impel Down. I guess they were kind of always toe to toe with each other in Impel
To
Down.
be working with him again is
Galdino's a little too close to was it Gustino? Galdino Gustino. Maybe they're brothers.
Obviously this makes so much sense, like figuring out why or figuring out, how the
The
Cross
chain of
Guild.
events.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Dude.
and it makes so much. It makes so much sense.
Crocodile showed up because Buggy owed him money,
Of course.
and everybody saw that.
Crocky baby.
Crocky baby.
Crocky
This is so funny.
baby.
Crocky baby. Come on, man. Come
Come
on,
on, man.
Crocky baby.
Oh man.
He showed up to collect. Obviously, Buggy did not have it, and so
Of
everybody else
course.
took that as a sign of like, oh, dude, he's an ally. He's here to help. And it's just the rest of the chapter is so funny because it's just Buggy just really trying his best to backtrack on everything.
Well, his fault. His crew is, the people that follow him are just like fucking it up for him so badly, and they don't even realize how much like they are, just because he didn't even want that poster to look like that. I can see if Buggy's behind the scenes, like, yeah, make me the biggest one on the top, but it was just the people that love him so much that are like, look, boss, I made you the big one on the top, and he's like, God damn it, you guys, I love you, but I hate you so much. I love you, but I hate you.
And it is crazy, dude, because like I said, having read everything and been fortunate enough to read everything all the way through Wano, Crocodile was a character who I definitely fell in love with, and I definitely always enjoy seeing. But at first, for whatever reason, like, he was just someone I didn't consider to be like, after Alabasta, and I've talked about it before, just him coming across Luffy and the Straw Hats at such an early point in their journey, like, always in my mind made him never really feel like he was as much of a threat as some of these other people. Strong for sure, powerful for sure, but not like maybe as powerful or as much of a threat as some other people. But now in this chapter, bro, he's like, and slowly, like obviously Impel Down and Marineford, and slowly he's been kind of just coming up to me, and me being able to finally feel like, damn, this guy is strong. This guy does deserve to be sitting next to Mihawk, which we also get that line too, that Mihawk is a better swordsman than red-haired Shanks, or a stronger swordsman than red-haired Shanks. But to me, that's obvious. He's the greatest swordsman in the world. Like,
yeah.
So, I mean, Shanks is probably a far superior user of hockey and a far superior, maybe even warrior in other ways, but when it comes to the sword, I mean, it's Mihawk. I mean, Mihawk has always been boasted as the strongest swordsman in the world since forever, and so, yeah, it'd be weird to say like, except for Shanks. Shanks is actually also really good with a sword. So of course that makes sense too. But I really felt it, man. I really felt Croc's power more than I have it. Well, maybe even ever have. Like, I really felt this fool's power. Yeah, I mean, continuing to go on, we even see that Buggy's bounty. I mean, we get all their bounties, but even Buggy's bounty is fucking high, dude. He's got like a 3.169 billion berry bounty. This guy he's just falling forward. He's falling up, and I do like that Croc and Mihawk kind of agreed. Like, you know what? Maybe it is a really good idea that he is the face of this operation.
Yeah, the figurehead, because I mean that's how he's been so successful this far. I saw a meme. It's like when Dopamine read about the Cross Guild and he like took off his glasses and he's like crying. It was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, that they would be way too powerful.
The last like huge thing we get outside, which, like I said, this chapter was so much fun, but the last huge thing we get at the very end is we get to catch up with the revolutionaries. And so we see everybody on Kamabaka and Ivankov and Dragon and Koala and everybody talking about Sabo, right? And
oh my god, this
was crazy.
This broke me, bro, right here. This broke me.
The Dragon Kuma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, they were comrades. Like, all of them were comrades. Like, I don't know if Dragon has seen or been face to face with Kuma in so long. Ivankov was at Marineford and was like shook, like what's happening. But Dragon, I mean, hasn't seen his friend. Like, this is like, if one of the Straw Hats like reunited after like horrible things were done to Kuma, like horrible things were done to like a Frankie or an Usopp, and it's like Luffy like meeting up with one of his crewmates. It's just like so emotional. And the fact that it's like, tell me like what have you seen? It's just like as you command. Like just that line, not saying like, okay, like, yeah, it's just so robotic. He just is gone. He's just gone.
That's the scary thing. That's the scary thing is as you command is a very robotic line. And so, obviously he's still not himself. And that is the heartbreaking realization, right? That maybe he's going to be able to give Dragon information, but he's just not going to be the Kuma that he was before. Interesting, too, that we don't see Bonnie. I mean, we don't know what happened to Bonnie either. Like, and we haven't really heard of anything Bonnie related since we saw her there in Marijois.
Yeah. I mean, even Koala's face is just so sad.
It's heartbreaking, dude. It's heartbreaking. And what I think is crazy, too, is let me see if I can zoom in on this section. But Dragons, we saw, everybody sort of reacting to the news of Sabo before we knew exactly what it was. Of course, now knowing that it was him being, pretty obviously to us framed for Cobra's death. But Dragon here is literally saying like, Sabo is just fine. But if that's true that he killed King Cobra, which always gives me flashbacks to drinking 40s. There will be
Edward 40 Hands.
Yeah, Edward 40 Hands.
Oh God.
There will be a reckoning between us, no matter his reason. Like,
that makes sense. King Cobra. That'd be crazy for Sabo to do. So it's like, Dragon is pretty much Sabo's dad, and he's Luffy's dad too. But I feel like Dragon really raised Sabo. So that's his dad. He's like, damn, you can't be doing this shit, Sabo. Like, you're gonna get up a bow.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy here, dude, to see like the final panel with the snail transponder and it be Sabo.
It's kind of funny. I always the snails are so funny, but it's supposed to be this like really emotional moment of like, it's me, Sabo. And it's this little like snail mouth, just like.
The transponder snails, dude, I love them, dude. We have our own transponder snail.
I love the
Shout
explanation.
Out our own VV in the back.
VV.
Yeah.
I love the explanation of like how they like form. Like how could this look? Snail transponder look like this person? And Oda's like, well, they're living things, so they can do anything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Can you see? I don't know if we've showed off VV in a while. Can you see? Oh yeah, VV is right back there. You can see that's the Volume 1 snail transponder. So hit us up. Drop it. Yeah. Drop us a line. Yeah, dude. Now knowing obviously just that in One Piece you can get a panel like that. It's me, Sabo, and then you could go so many chapters, hundreds of chapters. It feels like sometimes before you get the resolution to that, because really like finding out, everybody reacting to what Sabo did, then between like that happening and then us finding out what he actually was accused of was a long time too.
It's real now.
So
it's real now. It's real because
just because he's on the line doesn't mean we're gonna get to know.
No, and we're getting this in real time. And I don't know. Maybe we'll be spoiled again with this being the final saga. Like, I can only imagine. Nolan was kind of telling us about it too. Like every chapter, towards the end of Wano, like has been crazy. Like reveal after reveal after reveal. So like maybe obviously with One Piece it just goes up.
Right.
There's never like a lull, but maybe in these next couple years it's just gonna be like boom, 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 because it is the One Piece. Like we are starting the One Piece. We're not, going to. Well, I don't know if there'll be any more Straw Hats. I don't know. Besides Yamato would be a great candidate, but I don't know. Will we? We won't get that feeling. I don't know if we'll get that feeling of going to a new island and meeting a character and them joining or potentially joining.
Well, because there is a destination that they have to go to.
Exactly. That's why it's.
But we're gonna get to experience with everybody else like the arrival and all kind of discovering what this new destination like that they're all going to be together. Tekken put out a video and we talked with him and he talked about it in our final Wano video, but just based on this like old map book that he did a video on at some point, it's pretty clear that like it seems like Kid is going to Full of Lead, and Law is going to Elbaf, and the Straw Hats are going to Sphinx, and there's going to be, of course, like crossover and stuff like that. There will be, I think, so many new characters. I get what you're saying. Like, I definitely get what you're saying.
Like new characters, new islands, like for sure. That's what we love about One Piece. But having that, like a Frankie story again, or like a Usopp or Chopper. Like I think we're set into going into the final saga. Like maybe Yamato would be a great addition, but I don't know how many more Straw Hats we're gonna get. I think this is Endgame.
Yeah, because they even talk about in his in the beginning of this chapter, Luffy and the Straw Hats, like his fleet, and I think they say something around, and I might not be getting the exact number right, but like 5,400 fleet, like strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's already got his
He's already has
crew,
he has everyone. Yamato would be addition, but I don't know if there's any other like crew like jobs to fill. Just because we have a helmsman, we have a shipwright, we have a doctor, we have the archaeologist, we have our navigator, we have our fighters. I mean, cook. Yeah. I mean, it's like everything.
Our musician, don't
You're
forget.
A musician. I wasn't forgetting. I was just going down the line. We're not gonna forget any more straws. I promise. I promise. But and our sniper. I mean, we have all of these positions, and like that was what One Piece has been. Not only what One Piece has been, but it's been forming the crew. So now we have the crew, and now we're going to get the One Piece. I mean, now it's like
well, yeah, in terms of like being spoiled and being fortunate enough to read it through, I do think that now we might be fortunate again in that every chapter.
That's what I'm saying.
I know that's what you're saying. Like every chapter might be like crazy, like from this point to the end, because this is the final saga going towards the end. So there might not be any chapters long of like waiting, or there always be something to be reacting to and excited about.
Exactly. And Oda, I mean, like him saying all of that stuff and him really gearing towards it, like he has so many things to tie up, like so many things. I think most of the things like maybe will be like a short little thing, like an answer, or Tekking said like as a joke, like maybe he'll just do it and then make a book and be like, yeah, you want to know about this person, here's the stuff. Like I just didn't have time to fit it in,
right? Because
he has so much to cram in these next we say 3, but I'm sure it'll be 5
years.
5 years until it's over. But I mean, even with everything that's happened, it's taken 25 years to tie up like half of the things, and he introduces more with every chapter, every arc, and it's just like it's crazy. So I mean,
you're saying that you feel like the remaining chapters are just going to be like working towards tying up as many things and answering as many things as possible, because he did kind of say that too, like I'll finally be like writing all of the answers
exactly
to all of these things,
the reveals. And I mean, with anything, it's going to be a different experience for sure. And I can only imagine like reading like something like Dressrosa week to week, just because it was so hefty and it just felt like we've been in Dressrosa for so long. This is like I said, I mean, I'm sure they'll go to different islands. I'm sure they'll, do the best One Piece stuff, because it's like go to island, liberate, do these things for these people. But this might be this saga, like might change that dynamic of a lot of One Piece, like what One Piece has been so far.
Right.
Which is exciting, which is so exciting, especially the point we're at now.
Well, also it's like being able to finally get some character backstories or just more about characters that we've not really had the chance to get to know, like Mihawk. Like Mihawk was someone who was always shrouded in a lot of mystery. Shanks, of course, being someone shrouded in a lot of mystery. But like this is the most like Mihawk, because even when Zoro was there, with him and Perona, like
we barely
we got like we didn't get any of his backstory. Like we got like who he, like his personality, I guess.
For sure
more of his personality, but or just got to see him kind of like more chill and relaxing. But here we're getting like he was this like marine hunter before. He is kind of hesitant when Croc tells him like, yeah, we both like basically are people who have like trust issues almost like we're just and it just seems like we're gonna start to peer maybe a little bit more into who Mihawk is.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
I miss Mihawk Perona though. I mean, I know she went to go see. She went to go.
Yeah.
She went to go find her. I mean, literally, like basically her dad. But I miss them. I do miss them. I miss them seeing them together and their dynamic, and that was just so much fun. But she's got to do what she got to do. You know?
Yeah. This chapter was so much fun. It was again just as the first chapter to experience going into week to week reading. Like this was such a treat. And we're excited and so excited to continue covering every new chapter as they come out, seeing the bounty, seeing the Jinbei dynamic, seeing more about Mihawk, Croc, Buggy, the Cross Guild, the Revolutionaries. Like, this was a jam-packed motherfucking chapter, bro. And it's just so fun and amazing to finally be here. So, this is the first chapter discussion that we've done. But if for whatever reason you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe now. And if you don't know and you're just here because we're talking about the newest chapter, then the reason that it's such a big deal for us to be here is because we have for the past year been covering all of One Piece, going through reading all of it, experiencing it for the first time in our Done Piece series. So if you don't know about that, there's a playlist. You can go all the way back or pick and choose any arc. And we, cosplays. We did as many cosplays as we physically and financially could, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, if you haven't checked that out for whatever reason and you don't know about that, then check that out too.
And look forward to because we don't have all of our Wano parts out yet, so that'll be coming out next this week actually.
Tomorrow. You'll see on our community tab that it'll be available for our Patreon and YouTube members with literally, and I'm not kidding you, the most cursed cosplay that we've ever done on a Dumb Piece episode. And then, we have part 3 and part 4 coming out the following weeks. And part 4 is going to be with Tekking too. So we're going to be talking about the end of Wano with Tekking, which is awesome. Yeah, so stay tuned for those as well. Subscribe, like I said, if you haven't already. And I'm excited to talk to everybody in the comments or just read everybody's comments too about this chapter.
We're here.
We're here, and it's the first time we could be a part of this conversation, and we're not dodging spoilers. Although, and we have said it, I think, in other videos and stuff, like we're still dodging. Like it still feels like, I don't know, it doesn't feel real yet. So we'll see something like a Gear 5 Luffy and we'll be like, I can't look at it. But then we're like, oh yeah, I can look at it.
We're here now. I mean, the only thing that really it's funny that, dodging spoilers, especially for Film Red that is coming out everywhere and is, not for us yet in the States. It's coming out in like November or sometime in fall. But that's something too that, I think the community has been very good at not putting out spoilers for that movie.
For sure.
But there are things, I mean, of course, through context and even like Uta songs, you're like,
Yeah.
And even, I mean, the end of Wano just with Shanksy's new goal, I guess, is kind of fucking crazy. And we're here.
Yeah, we're here, dude, and we're so excited to be here. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more chapter discussions, those final Wano full arc part discussions, and all kinds of other One Piece content, but other anime and manga related content as well. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that is always the same and never changes, which today, Mehgan, what should it be? What should it be? Cross Guild killed it. I don't know.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Cross Guild killed it.
The Cross Guild killed it. I don't know. Let's maybe there's something better. I don't know. I'm a little self-conscious about it, Until next time, Mihawk, more like me. Yeehawk. Like yeehaw.
It's me. It's me, Sabo.
It's me, Sabo. I do think that's funny. What was the Cross Guild one? Let's just do that one.
The Cross Guild killed it.
Like our bounty, something about like bounties.
Mounties.
But I do think that's pretty funny. Bounties. Cross Guild killed it.
I like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Good highlight.
All right.
I mean, I believed you from the start. You were
You
just
believed in me, and I didn't believe in myself.
Yeah, and that's
Thank
like
you.
the issue with these
Thank you.
things because like I bring up
Okay,
the
all right,
ending,
yeah, all
right?
Thank you
And then
for
you-
watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time, the
Cross
Cross
Guild
Guild killed it. Let's go.
Let's go, they killed it.
I mean, they did kill it. They're so sick.
Killed
I
it.
can't wait to see how they fit into everything else that's going on.
Daddy Guild.
Daddy.
Daddy Guild.